in church on Sunday?
Tools! Quality tools! Sheet metal! Tape there!
Christy!
I'll be closing soon!
Closing. Last chance.
At your service, sir.
God be with you.
Sholem, are you lost? Or what would a goy want here?
What do you think Goy means?
It means you do not belong here.
It means nation in Hebrew. So you're just as much a Goy as I am.
Good one. A goy lecturing a Jew on Hebrew. All right. But I suggest you do not repeat it around these parts. Not everyone is as tolerant as I. So, what do you want?
I'm looking for someone called Samuel.
What do you want with him?
Is that you?
There are many Samuels here. And if I'm not good enough for you, I'm afraid nobody else will talk to you.
All right. I'm looking for John of Liechtenstein. I heard you, or this Samuel, might know something about him.
I'm sure Samuel knows a lot. But I do not see why he should tell you.
Because I know a lot as well. Me and Samuel can exchange interesting information.
Why do you think you can tell me anything I need to know? I already know more than I want to.
You're the first person I've met who complains about knowing more than everyone else.
It is not pleasant to know things you can do nothing about. So what I need is someone who prefers action to talk.
All right. What do you suggest?
An exchange. Something in return. I have this one problem none of my people can fix. You probably know that my people face outbreaks of hatred from time to time. A house is plundered, people beaten up, sometimes murdered. Usually it is started by some scum spreading rumors that we eat Christian babies or poison wells. They always find some excuse. I have heard that such people are meeting in an old abandoned house. I need someone to get among them. Find out what they are planning.
All right. I'll do it. And then you'll tell me all about Liechtenstein.
Agreed. They usually meet at the start of the day.
At the start of the day according to my calendar or yours?
I see you're in the know. At the start of my day, so when the first 3 stars come out.
Right. So they meet after sunset. The miners' district, an abandoned house with a small yard by the ramparts.
That's right. I reckon you can still catch up with them there today. If you get them to let you join them. Try and find out what they're planning. And then come and see me. And you'll have fulfilled your side of the deal.
And then you'll tell me how to find Liechtenstein?
That was my promise. And I keep my promises.
What the...
Hey! Hey! Open up! Open up!
Corwell, what are you doing, Moishe?
Foot's a caporra, piece of junk. Never mind. We'll cut this shit down.
Wer ist zum Teufel?
Death!
Da!
Come on, then.
Da!
Stimmt.
Da!
Rip your ass open.
There's no escape!
Da!
Come on, then.
Da!
Useless!
Come on, then.
Da!
You will die.
You want to try me?
Victory or death?
Da!
You're no match for us, fucker!
There's no escape!
Useless!
You're no match for us, fucker!
Zeig, was du drauf hast.
I'm all yours.
Oh, dumb cop!
What the? Blood!
Come on, then. Ha! Dummkopf. Da. Ah!
You're no match for us, fucker! You want to try me?
Oh! Da!
Wait, wait! Don't kill him!
You're gonna beg for mercy? After this?
We can make a deal. We have some of your people, we can exchange them.
Our people? What the hell are you talking about?
We caught some of them yesterday, trying to get to Liechtenstein, just like you.
No, I'm after Liechtenstein because I need to talk to him. I'm not his enemy. But if you know where he is, you better take me to him. Right now.
I have my orders. I'm not supposed to let anyone near him. Especially not someone who just beat my two best men. I'm not a fool.
Right. I'll go unarmed. If that'll convince you.
I'll trust you. But in return, you have to trust me. You can't see where we're going.
All right. But no tricks.
Those are the rules.
Wait, who is that somewhere?
We will soon find out. Let us in.
Wenches or the neighbour's daughter, any dirt you can dig up. Off you go! Oh, who have you brought now, Sam?
I'm not entirely sure, but he says he knows you, and absolutely insisted he had to talk to you.
Ah. Of course. Henry. Lord Capon of Perkstein's page. We met on my visit to Rattay. He's all right.
Lord Capon's escort. And bodyguard.
Quite. Quite. But tell me, what brings you here?
Well, that's quite a long story, sir.
Well, I've got plenty of time, and actually I enjoy long stories. You know why? Because they demand a lot of wine. Please, take a seat and tell me everything.
If I'm not mistaken, Jobst sent you to von Berkhoff with a message. How did that go?
In a word, badly.
Oh, how's that?
I hardly know where to start. I'm lucky to be alive. In any case, neither von Berghoff nor the League of Lords are planning to join Jobst.
Good God. I need a drink now. But did you manage to deliver the message in the end?
Yes, but it was touch and go.
I like exciting stories.
Well, you'll love this one then. Apart from being ambushed and almost killed, Capon ended up on the gallows for poaching.
A nobleman on the gallows for poaching?
Well, he looked more like a tramp than a nobleman at the time. He really did have a noose round his neck, though. But it all worked out in the end.
Good gracious. But tell me, who ambushed you?
Well, that's interesting as well. Istvan Toth and some others.
What? That sneaky rat from Talmberg? He's still alive?
Not anymore.
You? Well done. Let's drink to that. Death to the enemy. What happened next?
Von Berghoff was attacked around the same time by the same men, so we thought we were on the same side as him. And we wanted to help him catch the bandits as a goodwill gesture.
Why didn't he catch them himself?
He tried. We found out for him that the bandits were holed up at Nabokov. When he sent his soldiers to their lair, we went with them. We wanted to be there and get Istvan.
And that's where you killed him?
No. We were nearly killed ourselves. Again.
By Istvan?
No, he wasn't there. The bandits were led by a fella who fucked us right up, and von Berghoff's entire force, too. He lured us into a trap and slaughtered everyone. Me and Capon were the only survivors.
It sounds like your guardian angel never gets a moment's rest.
Yeah, there was some luck in it. But it was more that Zizka knew he could get a ransom for Capon.
Wait, Zizka? He's the one who almost killed you.
You know him?
Of course I do. Zizka is in the service of Prokop of Luxembourg, King Wenceslas's cousin.
Aye, we found that out as well.
And what the hell was Istvan Toth doing with him?
It turned out he was spying for von Berghoff. But he didn't do a great job, fortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I am starting to get confused.
That makes two of us. Maybe we'll understand better if we get drunk.
You're not holding back, I see. Your health, then. After Zizka took us prisoner, it finally became clear we were on the same side. And Istvan had to flee.
So when did you kill that bastard?
Not till some time later. Just when we thought we were out of the woods and Istvan was gone, he appeared outside the walls of Nabokov again, with von Berghoff and Markvart von Aulitz. Von Aulitz was on his way to Kuttenberg with reinforcements for Sigismund. And with the finger of God.
With the what?
A bombard.
Good lord!
Have you ever seen one? I hadn't, until they used it against us.
I've heard about the bombard. An infernal weapon. Then what?
We didn't have a chance. They blew the tower to pieces and took us all prisoner. They took us to Trotsky and tortured us. But with the help of a woman who works with Zizka, we managed to escape.
Zizka. That man always has a trick or two in reserve.
Thank God. While we were making our escape, I crossed paths with Toth, and finally took my revenge for everything he did.
Dull moment with you, I see. To happy endings, then. And where is Lord Capon? Or should I call him the Prince of Poachers?
Well, the most fitting thing to call him would be hostage, because that's what he is now.
A hostage?
That's right. Von Berghoff took him with him. And that's why I'm here, in fact.
Your original plan went badly awry, I must say.
You can say that again.
For my part, I'm forced into hiding, as you've probably noticed. They're after me as if I owed taxes. Ah, if only I knew what Jobst would say.
I know exactly what he'd say as it happens.
You do?
I spoke to Jobs just after we arrived at Suchdal. He expressly forbade me to look for you, or try to rescue Capon.
That damned... Did he say why?
Aye. He said you can look after yourself. And as a nobleman, Capon has nothing to fear in captivity.
Ah, Jobst.
I must admit, I see his point. He has plans. He wants to take advantage of the truce while it lasts. And he doesn't want to provoke Sigismund into starting warring again. And he's probably right about Capon. Nobody's going to throw away the chance of a fat ransom, or waste a nice opportunity for blackmail.
It's true I can take care of myself, but the old schemer could at least have warned me, whatever his plans might be.
Zizka sees Jobst as a pain in the arse, too. I mean, he's not fond of him. And he doesn't approve of his plan.
Then I expect he and I will see eye to eye. Although I prefer a different strategy to braining all and sundry with a mace. Even so, what brings you to me? You didn't take this risk just to tell me what Jobst is like, or that I should carry on with what I'm doing.
No. My first concern is to rescue Lord Capon, whatever schemes Jobst is dreaming up.
And then...
And also, it's about your safety.
My safety?
You know, they tortured us. Zizka, Godwin and me. They asked about Jobst's plans and about you. I'd have held out, but Godwin... He told them where you were.
Where I am? In this city, you mean? That's not such a terrible betrayal. Kuttenberg is a big city. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Not that they have not tried. They almost caught you a couple of times. If it were not for my people.
That's true, of course. But I'm not going to bear a grudge. The executioner always gets what he wants. And if he hadn't, we wouldn't be talking right now.
I apologize.
No need. It's not your fault. Nevertheless, let's turn the page. Capon. How do you plan to free him?
That's exactly why I came to see you.
Oh. How's that?
Because you move in certain circles.
And...
You conspire. You hear all the rumors.
So?
So you might know where they're holding him.
Sigismund confiscated the property of some burghers and noblemen in the city when they opposed him, and he divided the property up between his loyal followers. He seized Malashov Fortress from the Rutards, for instance. And didn't you say, Sam, that he gifted it to von Berkhoff?
Yes, that is so.
That was before von Berkhoff was in these parts. But if he's here now, where else would he be but in Malashov? And if von Berkhoff is there...
That's where his captive will be.
Correct. Capon is at Malashov Fortress.
Well, it'll be tougher than I thought, but that can't be helped. I'm gonna have to get him out of there somehow.
I admire your keenness, but...
But that is the most insane idea I've heard so far today.
You can't just launch an assault on Malashov. It's a strong fortress. We'll need a cunning plan.
Or long ladders and lots of men. That could be arranged, maybe.
Careful! Jobst ordered us not to stir up trouble. And this would be serious trouble. But if Capon simply vanished...
Vanished how, exactly?
I don't know yet. But like I said, Malashov belonged to the Rutards. And I'm sure they're not keen on the new tenant. I think if you pay a visit to Sir Kunslin Rutard and convince him you have common interests, he'll be happy to think up a solution with you.
Like what?
Who knows? Perhaps Lord Rutard knows of a back door into his old home, and he might not be averse to an arrangement with someone who will help him take revenge.
Someone like you.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's the best we've got, and there's no harm in trying. Where can I find this Kunslin?
Sigismund seized his fortress, but, surprisingly, he let him keep his palace in the city. It's right next to the Italian court.
All right. I'll give it a go.
Once you have some news, you know where to find me. Is there anything you want to know before you go?
Come to think of it, I've no idea where we actually are.
Of course. I'd forgotten how you got here.
We're in the Jewish quarter, in the basement of the King Solomon Tavern, below my tavern. Goyim do not just wander in here, but I will tell my people you are with us.
Thanks a whole lot. All right, I'll set off now.
Good luck. It was good to see you again, Henry. And be careful. There's bound to be spies swarming around the palace. This city isn't safe.
Tell me about it. Danger is my daily bread these days. What are you doing here in Kuttenberg?
That's a good question. Jobst thinks I'm his spy.
You're not.
I gave him some information before I had to go into hiding, but it's complicated. Jobst thinks, quite foolishly I might say, that he'll be able to make a deal with Sigismund.
You don't believe Jobst's plan will work?
Trusting your own plan tends to be a big mistake. It's better to assume something will go wrong. That's why I always have at least 2 plans, and the backup includes all of Sigismund's opponents. The city is full to the brim with them. Nearly every noble house has lost some property to him. They can't do much on their own, but if they joined forces, now that could make a difference.
Why are the Jews helping you?
Because I asked them to. Most Christians avoid Jews. And probably wouldn't even think of looking for something or someone here. Besides, the local Jewish community have no love for Sigismund or von Berghoff. So I don't have to worry about someone ratting me out.
They know von Berghoff.
Sadly, they do. Von Berghoff instigated a pogrom in Prague. Not long ago, our new king gave him his blessing. Those who survived fled here or to Colleen.
Why would he need convincing? You said he had had a serious quarrel with Sigismund.
Sigismund has made many enemies in Kuttenberg. He kicked off important burghers from the council, confiscated patricians' property, and imposed taxes and duties on them. But he's not stupid. He hasn't completely beggared anyone, so they'd still have a lot to lose if they confronted him directly.
He just made them fear him.
I'd rather call it caution, but you're essentially right. It's complicated. This isn't chess, and the lords aren't all black or white. Each of them has their own interests. Just because they can't stomach Sigismund doesn't mean they'll side with us.
So you're sending me there to find out where he stands?
You could say that. I suspect he might be inclined to ally with us, but as I said, nothing is certain. If it works out, it will be a great accomplishment. Kunzlin was respected among the former councillors.
Here you go. Take it. You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened. Oh, a real mess. And I need help from someone reliable.
What is it?
When I was fishing around for information about Liechtenstein, I cast the net a bit too wide. And one of the servant girls I questioned was just found dead.
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She was an ordinary, pretty girl. I heard they found her all hacked up. Tossed somewhere by the... They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul.
I'll go take a look at her.
I think that would be for the best. Though, I don't think it... You can ask the gravedigger for details. He'll know the most.
When did you last see them?
Around a week ago?
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, though I'm afraid...
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would...
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession. So you'll have to figure out the...
What about your other girls?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough. That's why Alice's death shocked.
What are you gonna...
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the...
But you don't want to scare...
I'm scared myself. For them. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow... And I can't risk that. I don't want anyone else to die because of me.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. I'll figure something out. In the meantime...
Do you think there could be something bigger about...
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in something. But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that?
Why did you ask me in particular for help?
Because you're the only one I know here.
Uh-huh.
But don't take it the wrong way. I'm actually glad it's you. Not even Zhishka would be of much help to me here.
Uh-huh. Thanks. I know everything I need.
Good. Go to that graveyard. Talk to the gravedigger. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together.
Are you going to do what we talked about?
I don't know yet. I'll have to see.
Good day to you.
You must be the local gravedigger.
That's right. They call me František. At least them that can speak do. Ha!
I'm Henry.
Greetings, Henry. What do you need?
I hear there was a murder here recently.
True. True. She's lying in the morgue.
Another? Why would anybody come to look at her?
People ain't got no respect. As soon as news spread about what was done to her, so if you ain't one of them gawkers, you must be one of them other types. Well, no.
I don't want to take anything. I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last. It's true that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that from him no more.
Who's this Lumiere? Another one of those gawkers and collectors?
No, no. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases.
And who is this Lumiere?
He used to work for the local bailiff. I think he knew the first one what was killed, but that was a long time ago.
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it?
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here. But what do you want to do there?
Look for clues. Footprints, blood, anything.
That can help you?
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the hole in the wall.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff. I think he was a scribe.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle, though I've never heard of one doing his own investigation.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the common folk. But Lumiere, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumiere. Do you know where I can find him?
At his home in Bohemia Street, that's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel.
Thanks.
It's my pleasure, especially helping someone from the... Actually, wait a mo. Speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead man. I think her name is Barbara.
And do you know where I could...
She said she serves in one of the burgers' houses. So either there or in the morgue with that poor dead girl.
Thanks again, Master Gravedigger.
Take care, sir.
So, let's see what we have here. My God! Someone really did a number on her. Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't stop there. There must have been buckets of blood. Jesus Christ. There's hardly any blood left in her. The place they found her must look like a slaughterhouse. I should go there and take a look. Her lips are bloody, but nothing more. Tongue still in place. But if he killed her for blabbing, I reckon he'd have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? These are more like chops than cuts. Somebody must have taken a sword to her. Knife wounds would be smaller, and an axe would have made a bigger mess. But it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. It was something shorter and nimbler. God, that madman cut off both her breasts and bits of flesh. But what did he do with it all afterwards? Did he really keep all the pieces? Nobody could be that sick, could they? Her face is a little bruised and cut, but nobody cut her there. But she has a dark ring around her neck. Was she strangled? The murderer must have had pretty strong hands, and her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. I don't even know what colour it was. Maybe there's something more to it. What if the murderer kept her hair like some kind of sick trophy? Just some scratches and bruises, that's all. The killer probably surprised her. She didn't even have time to defend herself. So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, Because he strangled her and left a dark ring around her neck. Then he took a short sword or saber and started hacking at her. She's missing parts of her torso, but they aren't by the body. He also cut off most of her hair. He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue, then left her lying there for all to see. To send a message, maybe? Or a warning? Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her tongue or something, wouldn't he? I don't know why he killed her, but I don't think it's because of Catherine.
Bloody minds. They had 2 collections just like it already, and there are still holes in the walls.
That's true, but what good are fortifications you can't defend?
I'll tell you, no fucking good at all.
See?
I didn't say I wouldn't contribute, but I'm not giving them a single groschen until I see cut stones, lime, scaffolding, and 20 men working their asses off.
What's that noise? Wait.
Are you Barbara? I'm told you knew Alice.
Alice. Aye. She was almost like a sister to me. We served together for years, in the same house. Why'd you ask? Who are you?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want...
Ah.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
How did Alice get along with your master?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict.
What's his name? Can I...
Why? But you can't see him anyway.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have...
He couldn't. He was gone when it happened. He hadn't been home in several weeks. And besides, why would he kill them others too? He never even knew them.
I heard about that. And also about...
Well, if you're interested, maybe you'll catch him sober.
Do you know of any suitors she might have had?
I know she was sick.
I'd like to talk to him.
But I don't know who it was. Alice said...
And you never saw her?
No, never.
Do you know what exactly happened to Alice?
No. Nobody saw one day. She just didn't come home. And then...
It's awful.
She was such a pretty girl. And it didn't even... Who could have cut off her hair like that? And what?
So... I'll...
That's right.
Easy, good horse. This is the place. There's a lot of blood and some footprints. I'm not sure how much more I'll be able to find. Christ, that's a lot of blood. But after seeing what they did to the girl, I'm not surprised. I'm not sure I'll be able to find any remains. I wonder what happened to them. I can't make anything out of this. The whole town's been walking around here. I'm surprised I haven't completely trampled out the blood. It's hard to make out, but I think I see some slashing from a blade. So, there's still a lot of blood left, but I expected even more. I found some faint blade marks. Either the others were trampled out, or someone skilled was wielding it. It didn't look to me like any remains were left lying around. I've no idea what he did with them. Did he keep them or throw them away? Is there something here? Search! Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Whoa! You shouldn't be walking around by yourself. Nice and slow.
Halt! Don't move a muscle! I have to search you!
This gate isn't the village green.
It's not my fault it's here.
Slowly.
I'd go a different way.
Nice and slow. Lumiere?
Oh. Christ, my head.
I need to...
I said not so...
somehow, unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it up. This should soak. Here. Drink up. Better?
What? Who... What are you doing here? Who are you?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a certain girl. And I was sent to you.
To me? What for?
Are you Lumiere from the Rat House? The scribe?
I used to be. Now I'm just Lumiere the Madman.
Well, you don't look crazy.
Yeah. But I am. I see things in my... I'm the biggest madman in Cooten.
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You can't help that girl anymore, anyway. You'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that. We let it be in the end. We let a monster know way. You can't solve this.
I need to know the truth. To find the one...
I appreciate your enthusiasm, lad. But it's no use. I searched high and low. What makes you think you can find...
Because I'm not stupid, and I notice things. I've successfully solved a murder before.
Is that so? A murder investigation under your belt? And
I said I'm not stupid. Not that I'm educated. I can read and write, too. Sometimes even count.
If only more people knew the difference. All right. Talk to me. Who was this
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yaka was a maid, too. As were most of the other...
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with a longer...
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while. Maybe you really will.
Do you think it's the same?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person, they must be collaborating somehow.
This is the 6th one. How long has he been killing?
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months, sometimes weeks. But I'm including missing girls, Stanya and Zdena.
Why are you counting the missing girls?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have anything?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background, no.
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local...
But why does he even kill in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn it. I feel like I'm going in circles.
What can you tell me about...
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, she was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was orphaned as a child. The priest from the church... They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the 2 girls before. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't... Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all hours of... That really surprised me. Because Father Prokop had vouched for her good reputation. Maybe he just didn't want to...
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill...
You said her body was never found. Maybe she just got...
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot... Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't...
Did you suspect?
You could suspect every second man there. Those people have... The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya, since she worked for him. But he isn't all that chatty.
So if I want to learn anything more, I have to ask this Mole?
Yeah.
And what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went...
But if her body was never found...
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found...
Maybe she robbed the wrong people.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. He's always sitting in the hole. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather rip his own tongue out than talk.
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming?
He might be. You're not known all over town like a catchpole. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory.
And what about the...
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bath. She'd only been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't... But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty, and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died. It's sad to say, but we can't help those 2 dead girls now. There's nobody else left who could tell us.
Why were you looking into it? Who were those dead girls?
I don't know what people told you about me, but for many long years... Gutenberg is a big city with a lot of people. Silver, silver, silver. Mining it, smelting it, stealing it. There's always something going. The bailiff was always running from hell to Hades, from one rich man to another, settling there.
But there are more than just rich burghers and lords.
Exactly. There are common folk, too. There's a lot more of them, and their troubles are... So when one of them came to the bailiffs one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere, I started to deal with...
Behind the bailiff's back?
Not really. Andreas supported my activities until...
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Sorry.
Did you have any sus...
You can always find some suspects. I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by...
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act.
All right. It seems there's some killer on the loose here. He murders brunette girls and disfigures... His first victim was apparently the maid Yarka. I'll go and question her guard. Another two possible victims of the same killer are Stanya and Zdena. They both hung around a dodgy tavern.
There has to be some hidden connection between these cases. I hope you...
I hope so. Otherwise we won't have anything...
When you learn something more, you've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad. I hope you won't disappoint me.
Nice and slow. Whoa!
Good day to you.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry, and I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her... Why is it you ask?
Somebody is murdering maids here. We have to put an end to it.
Yes, but those poor souls are already at God's side, and revenge never...
I don't want revenge. I want to stop more killing. That's a better reason, isn't it?
True enough. What do you need to know?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know. What can you tell me about?
About Yarka? She was...
Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother...
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to music.
Why do you think it was William? Do you have any evidence?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with
And does anyone else come to mind? No other man spoke with her?
No, absolutely not.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
No offense, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family? I would have been lost.
I was a bit, When she was smaller, it was fine, but when she grew up a bit, maybe I was too hard on her.
How does that even work? Did you have her with you at the presbytery?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she...
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarka was an orphan, with no family. Her only chance of a good life was a good... But the more I led her in that direction, the more she resisted me.
You're well off, though. Couldn't you provide for her?
I couldn't. even if she had been my very own. More so, since she was my brother's.
But how come?
The church's property always remains the church's. They keep a close eye on that.
How did she rebel against you?
She wouldn't listen. She ran away. She ran around with all...
Disgrace? What the devil are you...
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived, what then? Nobody would want to marry...
Why don't you respect Luke?
That's my business. I won't tell you.
Come now, Father. I'm not just asking out of curiosity. This is about all the dead girls. Isn't it written in Scripture? Speak up for those who have no voice.
A layman quotes the Bible to me. Fine. Lumir accused me of her murder.
What?
Yes. He slandered me in public.
And how...
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even think such a thing? He's finished in Kuttenberg.
I've heard enough, Father. I'll be going.
Son, I'll give you some good advice. Don't listen to Lumir.
I'm sorry.
Easy, good horse.
Good morning to...
What's new in...
Go have a beer sometime at the Zum Eisen and he's offering a little job. And if you took care of it, and not just mine, and that's about it.
That doesn't... What's new?
Nothing much. Take care.
Where you going?
Easy, good horse.
Refrain from sin. Satan is going round our city.
Come on.
Going anywhere.
Let it go, or there'll be trouble. No one gives a fuck about what you have to say.
Excuse me?
What are you planning?
Grüß dich. Was wünschst du?
What's new in...
Nicht viel. If you are looking for...
What work do you have? I could use a few groschen.
You look like an Haudegen. Tough man. I have worked for such, yes? But what of reading? Can you read?
What? If I can read?
Of course. Ach. What is...
Very well. That German Geldstück pours short beers and then charges for a full tankard. His whole inn smells like puke, like he himself does. And the food...
Was? What are you saying? It says my tavern is the best...
Well, that's not what's written there.
Der Verdammte, that youngster. Janek the Scribbler. I wanted to hang that sign on the door. I gave him 5.
So?
Donnerwetter! Na gut, we have a problem in Kuttenberg. We merchant. It's crawling with Sigismund's soul. Not long ago, they started blocking the road to Kuttenberg. And every caravan had to pay a toll. And the merchants either had to find a way around or raise the prices of all their goods. If you are carrying booze, you must pay. Carrying clothes, you pay. Carrying salt,
You pay, I get it. But what do you want me to do about it?
well, the other merchants and I got a pile of grot. Would you?
And what about the city council? The soldiers don't bother them?
Nein. They just want Sigismund not to notice them. So they can keep They are like pigs im Speck. Everybody is scared shitless these days.
And how many of...
I've never been there. But the wagon, that's all I...
And what am I supposed to do with them? I'm supposed to...
Those soldiers are guarding the road on orders from King Sigismund. I need you to go there. Get that so. Help.
Yeah, I'll help. Where can I find...
Leave Kuttenberg through the north gate. Then take the road now. In the middle of the road, you will find...
Fine.
What's that noise?
Didn't see that
Stop
coming,
beating
eh?
him! Won't work on me.
You there. Halt.
Come here. What the Greetings. What's your business here?
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Hey! You nearly ran into me.
Slow down, you idiot! Are you blind? You almost ran into me.
Hey! Your horse nearly trampled me.
Ow! You tried to run me over, you idiot! You nearly killed me!
Hello, Heinrich. It was a beautiful tournament. Much great. Congratulations on your victory. I knew. What did you think?
It was nice, Menhard. My respects. But I thought the fighting itself was a bit too easy. The other contenders didn't know what hit them when I started laying into them.
I understand it may not have been enough for a warrior like you. But do not worry. I am sure it will get better in time. What about the winnings? Are you satisfied?
I got something. But I have to say I expected a bit more.
I reckon you're right. I will try to do something about it. I promise. Most importantly, the councillors are satisfied too. So me and Fridush can continue organizing tournaments. I am sure that the more tournaments we hold, the more we can attract better fighters and make tournaments even more interesting for everyone involved. I also hope the council and the local burghers will be more generous in time, so that we can offer better prices, which would also surely convince more contenders to participate. So I urge you to keep participating too, Heinrich. I need a...
I'll consider it, Menhard. Sign me up.
Toll!
You know what?
Pay the entry.
Here are the grosh.
I look forward. May Lady fought on the day of the tournament. Go and see, or you can wait here.
Nice and slow.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, eat shit. You're just pissing people off with your bullshit.
Well, this doesn't seem too bad.
Greetings to you.
What's new?
Try asking at the Kingfisher Bathhouse.
Betty the Bath?
Aye, that's the one. Some disagreement, but that's all I know.
Oh, I'll go and sit.
And that's...
That doesn't sound... Did Estania work here?
Stanya. Maybe. It depends on who's asking.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. What kind of guess?
I'm a good guy.
Really? Let's see. Do you know how to...
By the fact he spends a lot of coin?
Aye. I like talk... So, what...
What if I simply paid you, and you tell me what... I want to know if Stanya worked here.
She did. And she don't know more. What's it to you?
I heard she disappeared without a trace. So I'm trying to find out if anyone had anything to do with it.
It's possible. The chamber she was... The door open. Everything emptied out.
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer.
What?
If you want to ask.
You're quite the...
I prefer to be... So.
I don't want to pay you any... I think you could answer my questions directly and not always try to wheedle money out of me. That makes it look like you might have some motive for keeping me from finding out anything about that murder.
Nonsense. How could you think... Ask me any...
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. No, the tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people.
What was Stanya like?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they...
Someone from the...
No. A charcoal. I think his name was...
Here we are. Good.
What do you know about...
What about him? He's a minstrel. He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern.
You think he might have been...
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say...
Or in this case... Apart from those men, I mean...
Well, I got bad news for you. She had two clothes.
Why?
One was hit by a cart. Even before... And the other one got...
How did Stanya...
The door was wide open.
Blood?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. But they were near every... If someone done her in, they definitely didn't...
Where can I find it?
I already told you. In the
Could you be a bit more...
I don't know that bloke at all. So if I was you, I'd look some...
That's all I need to...
Lots of people.
Are you Sternad? The one that went with Zdena?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke.
Well then piss off. All you're gonna get.
Why so rash? That kind of attitude. Let's make a deal. You tell me everything you know about Zdena, and I'll make sure you're no worse.
Ah. You're the lord what that whore robbed. Don't worry.
So, if I understand correctly, we can make a deal?
For the right price,
Is this the right...
You fucking bet it is. Ask...
Where can I find...
Aye. That's what I like to fucking know too.
Yeah. Well...
I can well imagine. Well, she had some unfinished business with some bloke called Pine. Ain't nobody's...
What can you tell...
What do you want to hear? I try to keep her out of trouble, but there's just no helping some women.
So you were taking care of her?
Well, just in front of the others. Other than that, she did what she wanted. Always made up.
So you weren't too fond of her?
Not really, no. But she did have a knack.
Did she have any friends or lovers who'd know more? Did anybody come...
Who come to see that bitch? She was always off somewhere.
Someone came to see her?
Well, aye. Some stuffed frog. He said he had some job for her. That but he left empty-handed.
Do you know who that...
Some fucking Procopor. But that reminds me. I saw her a couple of times with another bastard. That fucking bard, William.
And could she have run away with it?
With that lily-livered Well, he ain't been seen in town for some time. He still don't come here no more. He plucks that loot of his and...
What do you know about this...
Not much. Seems they knew each other from before. And he had... So she weren't stupid. She told him to...
And did he go?
Aye, indeed. He didn't look like the kind of fella that... I think he just told her if she changed her mind to come and see...
And could she have changed her mind?
No, no. She took...
I've heard enough.
Tell me about it. Good day to you.
What do you have? Like to do...
Well, look, finally. I'm glad you... found what you were looking for, sir.
Easy, good horse. Quick! Ka! Go! Go!
God be with you.
Ow!
Quick! Quick! Ka! Quick! Ka! 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 Go! Da! Go!
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman...
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that.
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how...
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would you find her?
Without getting seen by any witnesses.
What do you mean? What witnesses?
I mean you. If I tried anything, you'd remember me.
Well, that didn't occur to me. That would really be stupid.
I really only want to talk...
Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya...
So Stanya is here?
Aye. She's hiding with us. Since that thing happened, she's a...
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. But be nice to her. She's in a bad way. I'll be with you, good sir.
Who are you? How did you find me? If you came here to finish what I'm not afraid of...
Don't be afraid. Barton told me where to find you.
Barton sent you to me.
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir? From the rat house. He sent you.
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. Lumir thought it might be connected with you, so maybe you could help us find out.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since...
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid.
Did you see who...
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck. And he was terribly strong. I nearly blacked.
And how did you manage...
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go, and I ran up...
Here? To the charcoal?
No. First to my room. I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran. Here, to Barton.
And your lover? What did he say?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody. He's been hiding me here since then.
What was it like working in the hole?
Well, I earned a few groschen, that I did. But I often had to grit my...
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or poor, everyone wants to grope a girl. People... well, us girls have to watch out. We can't just... especially in a place like the hole. But you can't overdo it either.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, you have to keep a balance. To look friendly, but unavailable.
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls. Like who?
Truth be told, the hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man. But young von Groll used to go there for a while.
Is that so?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back. But then this thieving wench started hanging around him and... oh, it doesn't matter. But that servant of his didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord stopped bringing him with him.
Von Grolla had a servant with him?
Aye, a pudgy fella, well dressed, but had a mean... He never said a word or smiled, or even said thank you.
You walked home from the...
What's so odd about...
Well, at night.
Ah, right. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale, and took a bath while they drank it.
Ah. So that's why you...
Right. I went there regularly.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon.
Why didn't you go back?
Just to get murdered. I'm never going...
How are you now?
I'm still... and I can't even...
Do you remember anything important about the...
I don't know anything.
And what about when you hit him?
He let me go.
Aha. And what did he say?
He said Scheisse.
Seems you're the only one to survive the kill. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
I don't know. It's all...
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No, nothing.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there.
So when somebody grabbed me, I completely froze.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were two voices. Two of them waiting for me there.
It's difficult, I understand. Aside from those voices and the empty street, what else do you remember?
I didn't hear him at all. And then he grabbed me.
And nothing else? Did he grab your hair?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away and squeezed. Just for a moment. But I still had a big bruise round. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip. Like a miner or swordsman.
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem more interesting. Though I reckon he's more likely to attract an arse-kicking than a woman.
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper then? You yourself said he's a pig.
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. Only when I got to my room, I could hear him snoring. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop?
Well, he's pretty old. He preaches...
I don't know him. And if he's an old...
I reckon...
I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you.
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard, would you please...
I'll stop by if...
God be with you, sir.
Go! 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 Quick! Ka! 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 Quick! Run! Run! Go! Go! Go!
Scary place here.
No, nothing but footpads and ruffians, eh? I keep saying, greetings. Are you Pine?
I am. Why?
I'm looking for Zdena.
I don't know any Stenner.
Stonard said something different.
You're a friend of Stonard's, are you?
God forbid. That's all I need. A friend like that back.
You're right there. Stenner was always cursing him. He was as lazy as a pig, but always wanted a share.
So you knew Zdena? Can you tell me anything about her?
I know Stenner all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for her... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
Whatever.
What can you tell me about Zdena?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternard was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she's...
That's because she had a hideout, so that's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on... And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'll be able to go wherever she wanted.
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables.
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewelry, rings, one signet ring. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her. Otherwise, she couldn't have...
And what about that signet ring?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you
No. I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Zdena...
Where did she go next from here?
That she did. She also had a feeling
someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg. Did she say what he looked?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back.
And did you see him?
No. But Zdena thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way. Through the woods. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it...
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited...
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day. So I forgot about it.
Is Dennis scarf?
Aye. I wanted to give...
Will you give it to me? I'll try having my...
All the same to me. Here you go. But it's been a long...
And could it have been Father Prokop following?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy clothes. But why would he do it?
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job. But she was...
I don't know.
And could it have been William?
And who would that?
He's this bar...
I don't know about that. I don't remember.
Right. I'll go and check out that fort.
I hope you do... Farewell.
Quick! Ka! Go!
There has to be a core Kate was talking about. I should take a look around here.
Here you go. Take it. Truck.
Show me. Poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others. She's been lying here too long for that, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her, she must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, the rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. Oh, I can't make much out by now. But it seems as if the fingers on her... Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get some... Oh, my God. Oh, something fell. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it or was she trying to hide it? Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, that's enough. But what does it all mean? Well, that's about all I can find out. But that ring is a good...
Quick! Quick! Go! Ah!
You're not allowed here. That's it. Go now.
Huh? What are you doing here? You can't be here.
What?
Get moving.
My humble respects. Good doggy. Stop that whistling. You're behaving like a child.
Go!
Hey!
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
So you can avoid danger. Hear what I say? Hey! You nearly ran into me!
Go! Ja!
That's...
Now you're going to get it!
Whoa! Show what you're made of!
Burn in hell! Go! Go!
We're going to cut down here. So he's a sword fighter, eh? A sword, eh? Didn't see that one coming, eh? Fuck you! I'm just getting warmed up, you shit! Do it!
In God's name!
What do you want?
My mom.
Quick!
Quick!
It's time you all have. Watch where you ride.
Ja!
Quick!
Nice and slow.
hurt you.
Help me, God. Go, fuck yourself. I owe you nothing.
Don't be walking around by yourself.
It's William, right?
What is it? Do we know each other? Do I owe you money?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't know each other, and you don't owe me money. But we do have something in common. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
Well, you don't have to, that's true. But you should. It's in your own best interest.
What are you talking about?
If you don't start giving me some answers right now, I reckon you'll end up begging in the streets. Because I'll break all your fingers, and you'll never play the lute again, you miserable minstrel.
What? No! Come on, I didn't do anything!
Stop whining and talk, or I'll be the one doing something to you.
Come on. All right then. Ask away.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alices. You have to be more specific.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town walls.
Oh, her. I didn't know her, but I heard about it.
I heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only musician in the city. I really didn't know her.
They say she had a rich young suitor. Do you know anything about that?
Me? Do I look rich to you? I get paid in food.
But you could at least pass yourself off as wealthy.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary, but I doubt anyone would believe me.
And did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago, but I heard she used to hang around you a lot. And Father Prokop didn't like it.
Oh, that one. Aye, she was very keen on my company for a while, but then she stopped coming.
Because somebody killed her?
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault. She stopped talking to me long before that. Honest.
And did you know she was pregnant?
What? Yarka was... That's horrible. Who would kill a pregnant woman?
That's what I'd like to find out. What about the unwilling father-to-be? It wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
What? Mine? I never even got under her skirt. We just flirted a bit, and then she stopped coming by.
And can you tell me anything else about it?
I don't know anything. It was a long time ago. You said so yourself.
And I hear you knew Stanya.
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole. I heard you had something with her too.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there. A nice girl, but I didn't know her much.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different story. He said you were the one coming on to her.
Fine, we had a bit of fun together. But she was always the one who started.
Before she gave you the boot for an ordinary charcoal burner.
That's not true. She'd been seeing that charcoal burner long before she met me.
And you didn't mind?
Why should I? I didn't want to marry her.
So what did you want from her then?
You're yanking my pizzle, right? Of course I wanted to fuck her, but no, we never got around to it.
Someone wanted to kill her.
What? Her? Yeah, but... What does that have to do with me? It wasn't me, and I don't know anybody who'd want to do that either.
And what about Zdena? You knew her, right?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life. And those nymphs...
Did she steal something from you?
A travelling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some better prey.
Well, Zdena's days...
They caught her. I told her she'd be better off travelling the world with...
Worse. Someone killed her. It's been a while now.
So her too? Jesus Christ.
I'm afraid so. I'm sorry.
Thanks. Though it should have occurred to me since you're asking about her.
You don't happen to know who she wanted to rob?
There were lots. Anyone she thought was rich enough who let her ply her charms for a while. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away. Said she was gonna rob him.
And might she have stolen a ring from it?
I don't know. I had to disappear. But look, why are you asking me? You don't seriously think I killed her?
Well, you did know them all.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. But everybody knows you're a skirt chaser, and they were all pretty girls. And now...
But I had nothing.
So you didn't do anything to them?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make any...
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ's sake, I'd never kill anybody.
I don't believe a word you say, and I'll make certain you pay for your deeds.
You're out of your mind! I didn't do nothing to those girls. Nobody will believe...
Oh, come on. Pull yourself together and stop squirming. Are you a man or a worm?
What do you want from me?
Give me your hand and swear that you didn't kill them.
I swear that I didn't hurt... Ow! Not so hard.
I didn't mean to. I thought you were stronger. But I believe you're not lying.
Oh, it's just you, eh?
I've heard some interesting things about you. Something about
Mole told you that.
That doesn't matter. I just want to know what it's...
Pussy, I made a deal with a few beggars. For a couple of groschen, I have them come into the tab. See, every man should be a bit...
And I'm supposed...
You don't have to, but it doesn't mean...
Schönen Tag.
Easy. I've made progress with the investigation.
Wonderful. Let's hear it then.
I think it would be better if Lumir heard it too. Will you come with me?
Yes, let's go. So we get there without delay.
Well, we're here, Lumir.
How did it go?
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer is?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicions.
Is that so? See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well,
Well? Who do you suspect now?
Well, I'd say William did it. The minstrel.
You can't be serious. He's innocent.
Uh-huh. And who do you think it was?
Prokop. I'm sure of it.
No. Really? That's impossible.
So I see we disagree.
Well, who do you
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out, and then it might be easier for us.
Go on then. Starting with who?
Let's talk about Yarka. The one raised by Father...
What did you learn of...
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he's still...
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure...
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle her, and perhaps he was too strict.
What do you expect from a Bible thumper? Man punishes and...
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of. He wanted to find her a husband, too.
And did you learn who he found?
No. I think it fell apart when Yarka started rebelling. Yarka started working for the von Groller family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was...
Ah, so what's the story?
A very wealthy and... The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Groller's...
So, who runs a fair?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's...
Before her death, I heard she often went...
There's nothing wrong or surprising about that.
Maybe. Prokop was convinced that she went to see William. That was actually the only name he mentioned.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means she had some relationship with...
And now, most importantly, Yarka was pregnant when they killed her.
I didn't know that.
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant, I wouldn't be surprised.
May God forgive...
Do you know who she was pregnant with? Because if we know...
She didn't tell Prokop.
It had to be someone from those dances.
Prokop is convinced that she was murdered by that bar...
I heard the daughters of important men come to see him. It even went so far he had to flee the city. And the moment he's back...
Really? But I found out you accused Prokop.
What? Why?
It doesn't matter. It was a mistake.
And were you as sure then as you are now?
I don't think so. But he's a skirt chaser. If he got young...
Perhaps. But why would he kill and mutilate her? He could have just run away.
But then he could never come back.
Why not? He could come back a year later, once things have died down. The child would be born, the shame forgotten.
I suppose that's all I was able to...
You still found...
But it's not enough.
But we can agree that she was killed because of her pregnancy.
Agreed. Somebody got rid of her.
I'm sure William...
William isn't the only man with a prick. And he certainly didn't use it to strangle her to death.
Such language. What are you trying to say?
That making babies and murdering folks require different tools.
But who would it be if not the father?
Someone who stood to lose something because of the child. Money, reputation, honor.
Freedom?
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal burners.
So, she's not one of our victims?
She is. She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room. She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, and somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost...
Doesn't almost every man...
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word
That's strange, right?
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for
Even I say Scheiße sometimes.
Besides that, She also recalled hearing 2 voices in the alley.
So we have a witness.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correct...
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him.
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in...
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better.
And that's probably why I wanted to kill her.
Well, perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about her, and that's all that Stanya...
I'm so glad that...
Me too. At least someone's had a little luck. Does she...
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared. I managed to find...
You found her? Is she...
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous.
So he didn't strangle or mute her?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't... Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewelry on her, she could... And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't...
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able.
On horseback? I don't suppose she'd...
Only as a wealthy type who never got to...
that doesn't fit in with...
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed...
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her. But unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she's...
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
That whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd.
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
That's awful. But I can't say it's surprising.
My mouth is...
So are my ears and...
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our...
I suspect one of the von Grolles.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think...
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor. And young von Grolle fits both descriptions.
True.
Yarka was pregnant. And if the father was young von Grolle, it would make sense.
Sakra.
But William could have fucked her too.
Zdena was followed by someone on a horse. Von Grolle could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe...
But it certainly worsens the case for him.
Zdena robbed von Grolle.
That's true.
It's all coming...
And that's all I can...
So, do we agree that it was young von...
Well, old von Grolle can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young von...
Aye.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But...
They'll just laugh at us without something...
So, you want to sue...
There's nothing else we can do.
We have to find some evidence. None of our
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old...
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad.
Stop that whisper.
Nice and slow. Go!
Go.
Hey, dearie.
Fuck! Burn in hell!
No, you don't. I'll rip your ass
Thank you.
Really?
All thank here, and thank you.
Hey, you! In the name of King Sig...
I came to talk...
What are you on about, yokel? This is a military position.
Don't make this worse than it is. I'm an official.
Who did you say you are?
Silence! You're illegally blocking the road and collecting money from merchants. The council demands that you immediately allow free passage and disperse.
Well, yes, but Well, we're here on direct orders from the king. We even have his letter of safe conduct. Look for yourself.
Show it to me.
Oh, that short.
I'm afraid it... The letter.
Fine.
My dear, devoted and faithful subjects, I, Sigismund of the House of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, and Elector of Brandenburg. Good lord, the titles that man has.
Oh, you can read?
Of course. Why else would I want that parchment from you, numbskull? Do entitle the bearer of this writ, blah blah blah.
It's all in order, you see, according to law. You don't need to read further.
Hereby order the bridge over the Teplitz River to be guarded where crossed by the southern route to Yulo. What is the meaning of this?
What? Not me. You've certainly...
Shut your mouth, deceiver. Teplitz River, my arse. You're stealing here. Plain as day.
But I didn't know.
Didn't know what? That you're on the road to Kuttenberg and not on a bridge in Hungary, thief?
Don't yell. It's not the end of the world. Just a few wagons. Nothing bad happened to anyone.
Where did he get that?
Oh, we got it from the king, really. Except then he died, and without him, fortunately we kept the letter. And now we set... Most of them don't know how to read, so when they see the royal seal...
Neither God nor I for...
Hell with you. Oh!
Taste my steel! Go! Quick! 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 Gah! Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
You ever cried?
Shit, you're just pissing people off with your bullshit. You think I'm...
Excuse me.
Oh, what kind of pig is sitting here?
What was that? I apologise.
Come on then.
Shame! Shame on you!
Can I help you?
Is this the house of the...
Yes?
I'm Henry of Skalitz. Master Menhard from Frankfurt sent me to train young men.
I'm sorry?
Are you telling me I'm not expected? The Master Swordsman won't be pleased.
No, this is surely my mistake. But isn't it a bit late? You won't get much practice in...
When should I come then?
Best before noon. The young master...
What's for sale? Big, strong pot.
Definitely not afraid we might ever rebel against him. You understand?
Jules, that won't make you a fool.
New wares.
Keep close to the other.
Was willst du? What do you want?
I brought you that safe
Mein Gott! And what about
Nowhere now. I took care of them.
Himmel? No messing around. You do us a great service, friend. And all thanks are...
Have any change? My respects.
What can I do for you?
What?
Nothing to your liking, sir.
Nails! Iron nails!
Help me! God!
Good day to you.
A fine day for some fine wares.
Do your shopping here and you're in the clear.
Last chance.
The lads will help me.
are you doing here?
What the hell? That's hair. All kinds of brown. I bet it belonged to those dead girls. If this isn't proof, nothing is. I need to discuss that visit to the Von Grollers.
Excellent. Let's find Catherine. You can...
I think we were right. Something seriously fishy there.
Well, don't keep us in suspense. What did you find out?
You found something there, didn't you? Evidence?
I certainly did. In the young lord's room.
What was it?
This. He had it in a chest in his room. Locks of hair. All brown, but all a bit different. They're definitely from those murdered girls.
Hair? But that's not enough. That definitely won't suffice as proof.
Why wouldn't it? He took them as a keepsake from the dead girls, as a trophy. It was him!
But nobody will believe us. We need more than just hair. A bloody dress or the murder weapon.
And to be honest, I don't think we're going to find anything like that. They're pretty careful to cover their tracks.
Damn it. We're fucked. If we at least had a witness.
And what about 3 witnesses at once?
Where are you going to find 3 witnesses when you don't even have one?
I don't yet, but... Look, we're almost certain young Hendel did it. So what if we set a trap and catch him in the act?
And how do you want to do that? I mean, we don't know who he's planning to murder next.
We'll set someone up. Some brunette.
You want to sacrifice some poor girl?
No, nobody's going to get hurt. We'll be keeping our eye on her the whole time.
The only one I can think of is Stanya. And I highly doubt that she'd want to risk her life again.
She won't have to. I'll do it.
But you haven't had anything to do with him. He'll see through it immediately. It'll fail.
We'll wait until the lad's out of the house. Maybe we'll dress Catherine up a bit, and she'll go asking for the young lord, father of her child. When Hendel comes home and hears what happened, he'll come looking for her to fix things up.
I'll cause such a scene, they'll be talking about it for years. Then we'll tell them where he can find me, and we've got him.
If you say so. But where can we do it? We can't do it here. They'd figure it out pretty quick.
We can use one of the rooms here in the tavern. It has only one way out. You'll be hiding across the way, and jump out at the right moment. I repeat, at the right moment.
Don't worry, we won't take our eyes off you.
Where's Hendel? I need to talk to him! Do you hear me? I have to talk to him about our wedding. I won't be left alone with his child.
What are you screeching about, you ninny? There's no Hendel here. Certainly not for the likes of you.
Do you hear that, folks? He fucks me from all sides. Gets me with child, and now he doesn't want to know me. Get rid of her. Disgrace. Oh, so a poor woman has to suffer because of a man's lust. As if it wasn't already bad enough before.
What lies are you spouting, you strumpet? Goodman Hendel never laid eyes on you. Besides, you're too old for him. Nobody will believe your lies.
Old am I? He came to me himself because he wanted a mature woman to breed with. And he never even pulled it out. And he filled me up like a wineskin. Suit yourself. I'll give you some time to think it over. But either you come up with an offer of marriage by evening, or first thing in the morning I'll go to the bailiff. And I'll be damn sure to get justice from him. It's open.
I've come to talk with you.
Where's Hendel?
Hendel? You wanton whore! Debauching my son! A nanny goat like you! The others were at least young, but you! Oh, Christ, the trials I have to endure! A husband with both feet in the grave and a son who'll fuck anything with a hole in it. Slice her up so no one will recognize her, and in case what she says is true, gut her too.
That's him, is it? I can help you with that.
Hit that bitch, you fool!
Oh, you're gonna die!
Catherine, wait!
What should I wait for? I'm gonna cut that bitch's throat.
How dare you? Hands off, you heretical scum!
Shut up!
Let her speak. I still don't understand. I have some questions.
I'll tell you nothing, you serpent! Nothing! You can't keep me here! Let me go! I'm a woman of worth!
If you won't speak now, then the executioner will loosen your tongue when your feet start burning. But why wait, right? I'll cut your ear off. Maybe both of them. All you need to talk is a tongue.
No! Let me go!
Why did you do it, for Christ's sake?
Don't blaspheme, you heathen.
Come on, answer him or it's gonna hurt.
My husband, he drank a lot, ran around with whores and didn't pray enough. And God punished him for it. I couldn't allow the same thing to happen to Hendel.
And why kill those girls? Why not just talk to him about it?
I tried, but he wouldn't listen to me. He told me he wanted to sow his wild oats before finding a wife.
So your own son didn't listen to you? And you started killing the girls who were...
Who seduced him and emboldened him with their brazenness? If they wanted to whore themselves out, they'll pay for it in hell. But there's no way they were going to drag my Hendel there with them.
And what about Hendel? Did he know what you were doing?
That I was taking care of his immortal soul and eliminating his temptation? Of course not. But one day he'll be grateful to me for it.
He's going to jump for joy. His mother a mad woman, and his servant a murderer.
Speak politely to...
Henry, if you have any more questions, you'd better up.
And what about the hair in Hendel's chest? You're trying to tell me he wasn't involved?
Well, he kept asking about those whores of his. So we always brought him a lock of hair. We told him it was from them.
He didn't find that...
Out of sight, out of mind. He always found some new harlot.
There was no blood where Alice was found. Where did you kill them?
That was up to Thaddeus. He told me something about an abandoned barn. I only told him to cut them up.
Why?
Why? As a warning. So those whores...
Do you realise you also killed girls who had nothing?
That's not possible. I saw them all with my own 2 eyes.
And what about that alehouse?
That strumpet. I saw how she treated him. It's a damned
But she really had nothing to do with Hendel.
She wouldn't have smiled at him the way she did if she didn't want to fornicate with him. They all deserve, and better sooner than later. That trollop in our service even got herself with child. And she won't.
And what about Zdenna? All she did was rob...
She fawned over him like all the others. He even gave her a ring, which she deserved it. She was a...
I'd better stop her.
Burn in hell!
What'll we do with her?
Let's take her to the bailiff. She'll get justice.
We don't have to go anywhere. I'll give her justice right here, right now.
But we can't do that. She has to go before...
Did you hear her? I mean, she hasn't got her head on straight.
Don't you dare judge me. Only
Shut your mouth, you sow. You judged and punished.
Our Lord directed me.
Do you hear that? And you want to...
But that's not justice. Henry, won't you...
I told you, don't you...
Lumiere, listen to her. If we don't deal with her ourselves, and then they let her go, then... Do you want to have that on your conscience?
I mean... How could I live with myself if we kill her in cold blood?
I'll show you justice. You're all going to...
Your conscience will remain clear. You won't be the one killing her.
But still, if we don't punish her according to...
Huh. We aren't the ones walking around the city killing random women. On the contrary...
All those whores! Hell!
It's just... not...
It isn't right, but it's necessary.
All right. All right. Do it then. But I...
No! Don't you dare!
Well, now, someone has to explain everything.
Not me. I'd rather just get out of here.
I'll go. I'll explain everything. And you, Henry, wait for me at home, all right?
Fine. I'll wait at yours.
Good. Good. I hope I don't end up in total disgrace.
Well, this was a lot strange. Do you think we did the right thing?
I'm not sure of anything anymore. Not even myself. Can we just be quiet for a while?
As you wish. But still, it was damned odd.
Aye, that it was. Let's go and see Lumiere. I wonder how he fared.
Tell us, Lumiere. How did it turn out?
Did it end well? Oh, we're not going to get into trouble now, are we?
It ended well, and I didn't even tell anyone about you.
I'm surprised you got away with it, bringing them 2 corpses.
I would have preferred a different ending, but... fuck. What happened...
Lumiere, don't be angry anymore.
I'm not angry anymore. And I must admit that maybe it was better this way. If they were still alive, there'd be a lot more squabbling. But... like this.
The dead approve in silence.
Precisely. I just told them I spread the word that one victim survived and where she was hiding. And I waited for them there. And when they came to kill her, we had no choice but to end it that way.
And what will you do now? Will you go back to...
It's true I've made amends in the eyes of the law, but I probably won't go back now. Maybe better to write something.
Won't you go back to drink?
No, it didn't help anything, did it? If I had just persevered...
Don't fret. It was a terrible mess, and all 3 of us had to put our heads together.
Yes. You helped me when I was in need, and didn't even know it. Maybe I'll just keep helping as long as I can.
Helping others is the best thing a person can...
And what will you do, Catherine? Will you stay here?
My work isn't done yet. I have to work in the tavern here, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll find work.
Do you think we could have done better?
Everything can always be done better. The most important is to do it well and quickly.
Catherine is right. I'll still be kicking myself. Maybe to my dying day. But none of us did anything bad.
That's not entirely true.
I'm talking about innocent people. No more girls die because of you. And that's good.
Well, let's go our separate ways.
Thank you, lad. You prevented future murders. And you also saved me. And for that, I will be eternally grateful.
I thank you both. Without you, the devil knows how it would have turned out.
Here you are, as a keepsake. And perhaps...
Yes, here is a reward, Henry. And Lumiere.